Oh, sorry. Let me get that there. Okay, there. Action.
You're gonna have to move the mic for me.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I'm way too far
Let me
away.
just. Yeah.
No, I can't with my arms.
Oh.
No.
Okay. Well, you'll
Oh,
just have
there. Yes.
action.
This is Kelli Bertinelli speaking, and I wish to welcome you to this episode of Phantastical Careers. I was supposed to be interviewing the chairwoman of the Pixie Dust Cooperative, but instead we will be interviewing Steve, whose existence I was made aware of 3 hours ago. He has a lot to say about his chosen career of being an evil henchman. Steve?
Hey, thank you, Kelly. Everybody, hey, it's such an honor. It's great, really great to be on the show.
Uh-huh.
I've been a fan for such a long time. Don't get me wrong. I don't want you to think that your normal guests are just trash. They're not. They're great. They're wonderful. You're amazing. But I just really think that your audience would enjoy hearing from someone in my line of work.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't have any questions prepared.
Oh, it's okay. No worries. I actually got a list right here. And let me just, I'll just, can I use that same tape there? And
Okay.
you're good. You can see that.
Yeah, to the left a little
You're
bit.
all right.
Yeah.
Do you need some water? No. Okay.
Question 1. Steve, would you mind starting with the riveting story of how you became interested in your exciting and fulfilling career?
Oh, yeah, that is a really great question, Miss Bertinelli. I'd love to tell you all about it.
Yeah.
All right, here. Being an evil henchman wasn't on my radar until I became a teenager. I was born on planet Burnhalla in the Milky Way galaxy, or at least I think I was. Like other boys, I spent most of my time playing baseball or throwing cats, dynamite, things like that. I got great grades in school, but unlike, all these other loser kids,
Really?
yeah, I really did. I'm pretty smart, actually. But I always had a wallet or like a Rolex for show and tell, but don't think I had a golden childhood. Get it? Golden Rolex?
No.
No. The what? Okay. Well, I had my fair share of disappointments, just like everyone else. The biggest was when neither of my parents showed up for my birth.
Ah.
So anyway, one day I was working as a dental lab intern, and this group of men came in and held us up. Dentures are fairly popular on the black market, as you know, and
I was unaware.
you didn't know that they are. I mean, that's false teeth are just anyway. One of the men saw me crouching behind the counter. I was just a little guy. I'll never forget what he said to me. He said, "Hey, kid," yeah, he had one of those kind of New York things, He said, "Hey, you got wheels?" I was like, "Oh yeah, man," because I didn't want to get shot,
Yeah.
10 minutes later, I was driving my future best friends down back alleys in my tiny yellow car. Yeah, it's great memories.
So that was your introduction to being a criminal?
I mean, not to correct you, Miss Bertinelli, but this life chose me. I was practically born with the skills needed. You see, breaking dentures when you accidentally trip is considered a bad thing. I knock things over all the time now. It's normal, totally fine. My boss even encourages it, especially people.
Wouldn't he I guess
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm confused. Your boss likes it when you knock things over? Like he doesn't he wouldn't rather have somebody who's competent?
No. My entire job is to make the boss happy. Not that I have just one boss, not to brag, but I've had four,
Mm.
and I've learned that the boss is most happy when they are yelling. Yeah, that's when you know.
Huh.
It's just like one of my mentors told me a long time ago. He was really a big guy. He was great. I can't remember his name though, but anyway, he said to me, "Steve, the most important thing you will ever do is serve your boss. If you hear, pull the lever, it is your duty to pull the wrong lever. Like actors, they say it takes a great actor to be able to act badly. That's exactly what we do. Us evil henchmen spend hours making sure that we do the wrong thing at the right time and the right thing at the wrong time." He was great. I loved him. He fell in a hole. Years later, though, I still look back on that advice, and I don't wish to discourage any of your listeners, but it really does take brains to do this job. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. You can go ahead and answer the next question now.
Thanks. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
This career seems to need qualified individuals. Did you study or go to higher education for this job?
Another top-notch question.
Wow.
Well, my new friends, after we escaped in my tiny yellow car, they introduced me to their boss,
Uh-huh.
and he believed in trade schools. So he sent me on heists and taught me to trade stuff out, except I didn't leave anything behind. But he was the first one who really believed in me.
Yeah.
He had a
Mm-hmm.
life motto. He did. He said, "Look out for people. People are the reason we live, the reason we enjoy life. So make sure there are no people who see you trading out to the bank, or people will become the reason you are a dead people."
Ugh, I'm struggling to read your handwriting. Does this job require a lot of travel?
Oh, yes, that's one of the best parts. Most bosses, they have, like an office in a building or something. Ours, they have, underground layers or secret terror domes. Submarines that are under the water and in the sky. But yeah, we go all over the place. It's all paid for. I think, or I'm not sure. It says U.S. Navy, so I'm not sure. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
What does a typical day on the job look like for you as an evil henchman?
Oh, we get to do all kinds of things. We storm compounds, we steal precious artifacts, jewels, throw cats, rob banks, practice archery, mostly in space. My buddy Keith, I mean Boris, I forget. Boss said he had to change his name. He thinks that guarding prisoners is most fun of all. We've kidnapped princesses, executives, presidents, ambassadors, and
Intergalactic journalists?
oh, yeah, exactly, yeah. No, this isn't a boring desk job. It takes a man of
Mm-hmm.
action.
Yeah.
Though I will admit that one day I was a bit blue and considered leaving the organization. But one of my mentors told me a story that crystallized my desire to remain an evil henchman forever. Steve, my boy. He had a voice like that. He was crazy. He was a nut. You could be an evil scientist if you wanted to be. I had brainwaves for the job, and and I knew I'd make more money. I could buy fancy, innators and things like that with my improved salary. So yeah. So he had told me about that, and I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not doing that, man. I can't do the no. So evil henchman is the way to go for me forever. That's right. I mean, I could have been an evil private eye or an evil IRS agent. I mean, they're all evil anyway.
You
But
you've had a lot of mentors.
oh yeah. Well, that's the advantage, of being a bad guy. Unlike the good guys, we can ignore the advice of our mentors and they don't die. But we value long-term relationships here. Very, very important. Yeah.
Your handwriting is frankly illegible, and besides, it's time to sign off. I had a nice speech written out to thank our sponsors and Timothy, our sound engineer. Hush.
No,
But
Kelly,
I
I'm
can't
sorry.
remember
I didn't
any
mean to
of it.
interrupt you, but aren't you going to, remind all the listeners to give this episode thumbs up? Yeah.
I can.
Yeah, I would, because on behalf of us evil henchmen, we need to know that the public got this message. Because if they don't, well, I might have to be the first guest of season 2.
You are kidding me.
No, what's wrong?
I am not going to ask my
Talked about
listeners
this
to thumbs up
before.
this. No,
Kelly,
I'm not
Kelly!
a bad guy, but
No!
Okay. Cherished listeners, it sounds like getting to 100 likes is very important.
200, Kelly.
200?
Yeah, I really think that's better.
Fine.
Definitely better.
Please consider helping me get to 200 likes on this episode. This is critical for my release.
You mean the release of season 2, right?
Yes, that's what I meant. The release of season 2. Do you have any closing remarks?
Oh, thank you so much, just for allowing me to be on the show. It's been such a pleasure. I really do hope that your listeners, out there will consider my prestigious career for themselves. I mean, it's not all fairy godmothers and, wizards out there. There's people doing real work out there in the universe. So yeah, I think it'd be good.
Good. What a unique choice of words there. Listeners, if you're even still listening, thank you. I'm struggling to come up with a sufficient outro, but remember that if you are considering a new career, the best policy is to speak with wise, law-abiding citizens in your life.
Get good mentors.
Yes. They can help direct you and potentially keep you from jobs that would have you committing criminal offenses on a regular basis.
I mean, sometimes it happens.
Thanks for joining us for season 1 of Phantastical Careers with Kelli Bertinelli, and hopefully I'll be with you again soon. Are we done? My hands are falling asleep.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What do I have?
Bye, everybody!
No.
Oh, gosh, where's that knife at?